Today's episode 12 of my regular feature where I share with you my latest purchases from the Perfume Parlour. I've got a magnificent 7-bottle extract spray haul to go through with you today, so to find out which ones I like the most out of this little lot, stay tuned to Mags Frags. Yes, hello again everybody, and thank you very much once again for tuning into this latest episode of Mags Frags. I'm Paul, and this is the 12th review of this little mini-series that focuses on my latest purchases from the Perfume Parlour. Coming up in today's episode, I've got a mixture of warm and cold weather fragrances, because during the springtime here in the UK you can be sunbathing one day and then digging your car out of the snow the next. There's also a couple of really big hitters in this haul with huge performance. But before I begin today's rundown, if you are interested in picking up any of these bottles of fragrance that feature in today's video, you can use my unique discount code to get 10% off your first order, which I'll leave a direct link to down in the description. The link will direct you to a login page and you'll be asked to create a login name and a password, but once you've logged in and you've made your purchases, your discount will automatically be applied at the checkout. And as always, guys, I know I keep rambling on and people are complaining that I keep saying this in every video, but it is a disclaimer that I have to include, so you can skip it if you've watched these videos before. But I'm not in no way affiliated or work for the Perfume Parlour whatsoever, and this video is not sponsored by them in any way, and these opinions that you're about to hear today are my own opinions, and I did buy all these fragrances with my own money. I do, however, receive a small commission for recommending you to their website, so just by clicking on the link you'll save you 10% while supporting the channel and also helping me to bring you some more free content in the future. Okay, so first up in today's haul is called Self, and the Perfume Parlour code on this one is 1356. This one is a copy of Nefs from Nishane, which is classed as a unisex woody amber scent that came out in 2019. The top notes in this are sage, violet, fig, saffron and honey. In the mid we've got geranium, jasmine, nutmeg, osmanthus and rose. And the base notes are cedar, whiskey, cinnamon, amber, leather, gurgeon balsam, vanilla and agar wood. Yes, so this one is a warm, sweet and luxurious smelling scent with a fairly complex blend of rich aromatic notes. It opens up with a leathery oud accord with hints of the rose and the fig, and also a mild booziness from the whiskey. We also have a sprinkling of saffron, and everything combined together produces a complex and resinous introduction to the scent with a mysterious Middle Eastern quality. As it dries down, the oud carries through and is sweetened up by the honey and the vanilla, and it becomes a really pleasant and enjoyable oud fragrance. You do get a bit of an oily, rubbery kind of smell from time to time, but it's not off-putting in any way, and it's mainly in the opening when I first pick on this. I've had it a couple of times. This is an autumn and winter fragrance, and the Perfume Parlour version smells really accurate to the original and has really good performance as well. I wore it last night and I could still smell it on my arm this morning when I woke up, so if you enjoy rich, opulent smelling fragrances with that luxury Middle Eastern vibe, then this is a really good one to check out. It's definitely unisex, and I could see women wearing this one also if you want something a little bit more with a bit more density. Okay, next up is one called Tranquil Perfume For Men, and the Perfume Parlour code on this one is 0678. This is a copy of the men's version of Scent of Peace by Bond Number 9. There's a woman's flanker also, which comes in a lilac coloured bottle, so this is not to be confused with that one. The top notes in this are juniper berries, pineapple and bergamot. In the mid we've got currant buds, and the base notes in this particular one are vetiver and cedar. So this fragrance is a fresh green and earthy scent, but there's also lots of juicy pineapple and zesty bergamot up top, mixed with the balsamic juniper berries and the currant buds, which brings a nice uplifting initial blast, but with almost an animalic accord lurking somewhere in the background. And I'm not going to lie, this has a definite nod to Creed Aventus, and it's bound to draw comparisons. However, this one has much more of an earthy accord, and it's more like if you mix the opening of Aventus with the soil-like earthiness of Bleecker Street, which is also produced from the House of Bond No. 9. So no, it's not another direct Aventus clone. The dry down is quite woody, but it also stays mildly sweet and fruity, and it's actually a really pleasant and enjoyable scent, which suits its name because it does project a really relaxing aroma. This would be perfect to wear in the springtime and also maybe in early autumn. It's a bright, clean and green fragrance with an outdoorsy kind of vibe to it. It's in the ballpark of Greenly by Parfums de Marly or Green Irish Tweed, but with a light sprinkling of Aventus in the opening. The performance isn't as good as a couple of others in this haul, but it's fairly decent, and you'll get 4 or 5 hours out of it with a fairly decent moderate projection. Okay, so the third one that I'm going to talk about in today's haul goes by the name of Tahir. And the Perfume Parlour code on this one is 0325. This one is a copy of the very popular Cairo from Penhaligons. Top notes in this one are saffron and damask rose. In the mid we've got vanilla, cypriol oil and labdanum. And the base notes in this are cedar, sandalwood and patchouli. Yes, so the original Cairo is described as the fragrance from the gods, and it's inspired by the sun rising over the ancient city, and you do get a definite Middle Eastern vibe from it, albeit without the prominent oud note. This one is a conflict of sweet and sour notes, and again it may take a bit of getting used to if you are coming from designer fragrances, and it's quite complex and challenging for anyone who's just getting started with niche scents. It opens up with a large dose of saffron and a mild rose note and some sweetness from the vanilla which is lurking in the background, and from the initial spray you're met with a somewhat sour aroma that could turn a few people off. It's also quite spicy, and some people have described it as like walking by one of the many spice stalls in Egypt or Cairo. As it dries down, you get less of the saffron and more of the vanilla sweetness, and also the woods coming through from the base. And as it settles down, it does develop into a really lovely, warm, comforting fragrance that smells really expensive. The rose isn't too overpowering, and combined with the labdanum you get like a sweet leathery accord with a sprinkling of spice on top, and this is a really great fragrance if you enjoy Middle Eastern smelling perfumery. Both this one and the one that I'm going to talk about next are by far the best performers in this haul, and this one projects like crazy, and it's definitely a room filler. I've smelled quite a few fragrances with rose, saffron and the wood combination, but to me this one is the pick of the crop, and one that I definitely recommend that you try for yourself if you fancy being taken on a journey on the Orient Express through the wonders of the Middle East. Okay, so we can't talk about Cairo without mentioning this next one, which goes by the name of Rumkale, and the Perfume Parlour code on this one is 1942. This one is a copy of Halfeti, also by Penhaligons. And if you've ever walked anywhere near a Penhaligon store and wondered what that amazing smell was, it's actually Halfeti, and this is what they pump out into the street or into the shops or the aisles of the shopping centres to captivate passing shoppers. The top notes in this one are cypress leaf, saffron and cardamom. I've got artemisia, bergamot and grapefruit. In the heart of the scent there's rose, nutmeg and jasmine, and the base notes are agar wood, leather, cedar, sandalwood, amber, tonka bean, vanilla and musk. This is a fairly complex smelling fragrance, which for me changes every time I wear it. However, I would say that it's slightly less challenging than the Cairo copy that I've just talked about, so this might be the better option if you're coming from the designer realm. Sometimes it's quite green and herbal, other times it may be more woody, and the time after that it may be more leather dominant. There's everything going on in this one, and it's kind of a carnival of accords, and the Perfume Parlour copy is ridiculously accurate and does a top-notch job at replicating the original. It starts out very bright and crisp with the cypress and the citruses, but there's also lots of spiciness from the saffron and the cardamom. The heart of the fragrance is where it really sweetens up with the rose, the nutmeg and the jasmine, blending together with the vanilla, amber and tonka bean, and this is where it becomes almost gourmand and it smells like something that you'd want to eat. I don't really get much oud in this one, and it smells less Middle Eastern than the Cairo. This one is, in my opinion, it leans a little bit more masculine than it does feminine, and it definitely smells unique. It's a very interesting fragrance and it smells expensive, and I've given this extract spray a few full wearings now, and it does last all day with a really strong projection, so definitely one to try out for yourself if you've never got your nose on Halfeti. It's Penhaligon's bestseller for a reason, and that's because it smells amazing, so one that you must try if you haven't already tried it. I've also bought a tub of the fragrance dust so that I can scent my home with it too, because it really does smell that good. Right, okay, so next up at number 5 we've got a citrus fresher for the high heat of the summertime, and this one goes by the name of Noon Dip, and the Perfume Parlour code on this one is 1362. This one is a copy of Afternoon Swim by the House of Louis Vuitton. There's just a simple 3-note breakdown in this one, which is Sicilian orange, bergamot and mandarin orange. So there's no prizes for guessing what this one's going to smell like. It's all about the fresh, juicy orange note and the sparkling, zesty bergamot, which produces a super fresh and effervescent and uplifting blast of citrus. It's the orange that's the star of the show, and it really is mouth-watering and pleasant for the short time that it lasts, which unfortunately is hardly beyond the 30-minute mark for me personally. And considering that the original is going to set you back over £200 per bottle, it's enough to make me want to cry into my bowl of sangria. This is one that you'd need to layer on top of something like Ambroxan or Isoe Super if you want to get better performance out of it. And if you want to find out how you can make both of these bottles for less than 20 quid, then check out my video that I did a few weeks back that shows you how to make weak fragrances last longer. So there's not much really more I can say about this one. You get a blast of delicious tart orange for about half an hour and then it's just gone. It's just simple as that. But don't despair, because my next video is all about my favourite top 10 summer fragrances from the Perfume Parlour, and there's some absolutely beauties in that list, so maybe you just want to hold fire with your credit card just for a few days. Okay, so next up is one that goes by the name of Azores For Men, and the Perfume Parlour code on this one is 1420. This one is a copy of Ormonde Man by Ormonde Jayne, which came out in 2004 and is described as a woody, spicy fragrance for men. The top notes in this one are juniper berries, coriander, cardamom, pink pepper and bergamot. In the mid we've got black hemlock and agar wood, and the base notes is musk, sandalwood, cedar and vetiver. This one is a clean, fresh, woody and spicy fragrance with a classic masculine gentleman's cologne type scent profile. It's clean and crisp with some pine notes, including the black hemlock, which is the first time I've ever come across this particular note, but apparently it's a large evergreen conifer tree found in North America, and the fragrance aroma that it produces is actually like a sweet syrupy blackberry accord, as well as a hint of leather. And Ormonde Man was the first fragrance to feature this particular note according to their website. There's some mild earthiness as well as a bit of musk and woodiness in the base, but to me the oud is extremely mild in this one, and for the most part this is a bright, fresh and uplifting scent that would be great for this springtime and also in the autumn. It's a very classy smelling fragrance, but the opening of this Perfume Parlour version is a touch synthetic smelling, and I much prefer the dry down in this one. The performance is pretty good with a moderate projection, and overall I'd say this is a very stylish and elegant smelling fragrance, but just nothing that's going to blow your mind. Okay, and the last one in today's haul goes by the name of Mexican Wood, and the Perfume Parlour code on this one is 1177. This one is a copy of Acqua de Parma's Colonia Intensa Oud. The top notes in this are citruses. In the mid we've got amyris, coriander and agar wood, and the base notes are musk and leather. This fragrance has a strong presence of oud pretty much straight out of the gate, but there's also an equally prominent leather note. And as the name suggests, this is definitely an intense woody aroma, which is counterbalanced by the sweeter leather accord and also the gooey amyris resin in the heart of the scent. The coriander brings a mild spiciness, and we've also got the musk in the base, producing almost like a light dustiness to the composition. It's actually quite a clean and soapy smelling oud fragrance, but on the other hand it's quite dark and intense, which is almost a contradiction, but that's just what I get from this one. It wasn't a love at first sniff for me personally, but the more I wear it, the more that I'm starting to appreciate it. It smells very niche, very expensive and very unique. The extract spray that I've got here has very strong projection, and you should get a full day out of it without any trouble. This one is far more for your hardcore fragrance enthusiasts that are well into their fragrance journey, and it's not one that I recommend to your casual guy on the street. It's one to reach for in the coldest of winter months, and it'll definitely shine in cold temperatures. It's a pleasant scent that's definitely growing on me, but if I'd have tried this a few years ago before I got into niche fragrances, I would have probably hated it with a passion. So approach this one with a slight caution. Yeah, so just a quick summary. The Nefs copy, the Cairo copy and also the Halfeti copy are the highlights for me in today's particular haul. All three smell great and they perform exceptionally well also. The afternoon swim copy smells absolutely lovely, but it just doesn't last, and I could imagine it to be like a 10-minute scent in the high heat of a hot sunny day. The Scent of Peace and the Ormonde Man copies are both really nice, but just nothing to get too excited about. And finally, the Colonia Intensa is the most challenging one for me, but if you enjoy oud and leather based fragrances, then I'd highly recommend that you give that one a try. So once again folks, that's about it for this particular episode, but don't forget, coming up in the next video I'm going to be letting you know my favourite top 10 summer fragrances from the Perfume Parlour, and I may even take a trip to the seaside and record my first outdoor review if the weather stays nice over the next few coming days. And as always guys, if you have found this video useful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel. It's also always great to hear your opinions, your thoughts, your experiences with all of these fragrances that feature in these Perfume Parlour haul videos. So don't forget to keep your comments coming down in the comments section. And also if you've got any Perfume Parlour recommendations or positive experiences that you've had with any of the Perfume Parlour fragrances, then don't forget to let me know down in the comments section, and I will possibly feature them in future haul videos. So once again, thank you very much for tuning in to this latest episode. Stay safe, keep smelling fresh, and I'll see you very soon for a top 10 summer fragrances rundown. Bye bye for now.